So hi guys, here is group 2 and our topic for today for it is about corruption of South Korea, first of the woman president Park Geun-hye. So now I will going to introduce my group member. They are June, Sanjay, Vivian, Jason, and I'm the leader Jess. So now we're going for the next slide about the content. So the content are having 14. First we are going to let Vivian talk about the introduction. Background of the case is going to talk by Jason and June, and discussion we're going to talk by Sanjay, and conclusion is going to do by me.
Hello everyone, my name is Vian Tang Jiaxin and today I talk about the Park Geun-hye corruption case. This scandal, one of South Korea's biggest, involved former President Park Geun-hye, who has in office from 2013 until her impeachment in 2017. In 2016, it was revealed that Park allowed her friend Choi Soon-sil with no government role to influence decisions and access secret information. Choi pressured big companies like Samsung to donate millions to foundations she controlled for personal gains. This investigation uncovered widespread corruption involving government officials and business leaders, which leads to massive protests demanding Park's resignation. In December 2016, she was impeached, and in March 2017, the Constitutional Court confirmed it, making the first South Korean president removed from office. She was later sentenced to 22 years in prison but was pardoned in 2021. In conclusion, this case highlights the dangers of corruption in government and the need for accountability. Thank you for listening, and now I hand it over to my group members to continue.
I'll talk about the background of case, which is a major political scandal in South Korea. It involved the country's first female president, Park Geun-hye, and her close friend Choi Soon-sil. Choi was accused of controlling and manipulating President Park to gain money and favors. Choi allegedly used her influence over Park to pressure big companies like Samsung and LG to donate her own organizations. The scandal caused huge public anger, leading to protests. In December 2016, South Korea Parliament voted to impeach Park. Then, in March 2017, the Constitutional Court confirmed the impeachment, officially removing her from office. Thank you.
And today I'm gonna share about the background cases. So as you can see here, that Jason has talked about the background case, and Park Geun-hye was the former president of our South Korea, which during her time she was the position hold, and she was the first woman who hold the president positions. She was convicted as abuse of power and coercions. She collided with her friends Choi Sun-sil by forcing the Samsung company and chain of Lotte to give out millions of dollars to the foundation that was run by Choi. Not only these two companies, but also she forced other companies to sign lucrative deals were owned by Choi. During that time, Park and her friends was found reprehensive of leaking confidential documents, and as usual, Park has denied her wrongdoings and refused to go to court proceedings. During October 2016, there was a political scandal erupted over the former president of South Korea, Park Geun-hye, and it links to her friends and confidante, Choi Sun-sil, due to her misusing and abusing of the power for corruption case. She was imprisoned for 25 years. According to the law of South Korea, the punishment for corruption is imprisoned up for 5 years to pay the fine to KRW 10 million. Corruption case is in terms of bribery, and its violations of the domestic public ritualistic bribery offense under the Criminal Code. During her years of being the president of South Korea, she collided with Choi Son-sil and forced lots of firms to pay the agreement of millions of dollars to pay for companies that were run by Choi. Charges includes bribery, abuse of power, coercions, and leaking government secrets in terms of documentations. According to the judges, the court attempted to destroy the evidence, and if she was found guilty of charges, she will need to spend 24 years in jail. This is according to the BBC British Broadcasting Corporation. The scandal exposed shady links between big business and politics in South Korea. They both pressured 18 large firms into donating US dollars 73 million to two foundations that were run by Choi. Choi was convicted in February of abuse of power, bribery, and interference in government business. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison and 30-year sentence for Park Geun-hye. Park was denounced the trial as politically biased. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sanjay, and today we're going to take a look at the discussions of this corruption case. As mentioned in the background, Park Geun-hye was charged with lots of several offenses, which included abuse of power, coercion, and bribery, which also includes the South Korean Penal Code, which addresses corruption and misconduct in the public office. Punishment for such offenses can lead to significant prison sentences and fines. Those were already mentioned in the previous slides. As in summary, she was sentenced to 20 years in prison and 30 years sentence for Park Geun-hye. Park was denounced the trial as political bias. So these implications of this corruption scandal are profound. It eroded public trust in the government and highlighted weaknesses in the South Korean's political and legal systems. The economic impact was so notable as companies faced increased scrutiny and public backlashes, affecting the reputation and financial stability. To prevent similar corruption in the future, South Korea has strengthened integrity and anti-corruption measures. This includes implementing stricter regulations on political donations, enhancing transparency and government dealings, and promoting a culture of accountability within public institutions. Thank you so much. That's all for discussion. And let's take a look at the conclusion.
So at the last of we end this video, I will do it for the part of conclusion. So in this case of corruption, it's a significant lesson of dangers of unchecked power and the importance of ethical government. It served as a warning to South Korea and the global community about the needs of transparency and the intelligence in political system to maintain a public trust and prevent about corruption. So in the main key diligence for Park Geun-hye on this case, there will be three. The first will be the access of allowing Choi Son-sil under undue influence on government effect. The next point will be that involved in accepting briberies and demanding money from the large corruption. And the last point for this will be allegation of using her position to benefit personal interests and those of her society. So this is the last of the presentation, and bye.